Yo, welcome back. Colt45 TV. I'm your host, Colt, and we got a special guest in the building. He's a hip-hop artist, a friend of mine who's making serious moves in the hip-hop game. He's got a show coming up. He's in the lab cooking up new music, and he's here to give us inside scoop on the journey of creating music and what's next for him. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one and only BIGCJ.
By far the greatest introduction I've ever been given. All right, that makes me feel good. Thank you for having me.
BIGCJ, man, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How's it going today?
Pretty good, man. You know, working hard, trying to level up and getting that next level and, booking shows and trying to make more music. Trying to release an album on Friday, April 18th, the day of my show, and do like an album release thing. So,
well, yeah, tell the people what the show entails, who you're opening up for, and where it's at.
Friday, April 18th in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'll be at Sunshine Studios opening up for Stevie Stone, formerly of Strange Music, now running his own label. Stevie Stone is a sick frickin' artist, man. He's worked with the likes of Tech Nine and a bunch of other people, and I think his music is dope. So when I got the opportunity to open up for him, I felt like, gotta take it. And so I have a plan on how I'm gonna be releasing the album, and I don't want to give away what the album's name is. Yeah, we can talk about it off camera, but it's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be about 12 tracks of a bunch of unreleased things that nobody's been heard, that I've been holding on to for a little too long. So
okay,
we're gonna get it out there. It's gonna be good.
When was your last release?
Oh, shoot. My last release was Let Me Get It Loud, which would have been sometime last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was looking at my releases. I didn't release anything in 2024.
Wow.
Not a single thing.
Oh my gosh. How does that feel?
It feels weird.
I bet.
Yeah, I mean, I would say between Streetlights and Perspective, it was like a year and a half, and then Perspectives to The Process was about a year, but I was like, I kind of dropped a couple singles before the album, so like I was able to kind of stay relevant.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's something I want to talk to you about is what is your process on releasing music and trying to feed the algorithm so that somebody does click on your music?
So It's hard because actually that's the reason I've been struggling is trying to come up with a tight schedule. But I've learned, like, as I've honed in on the process, I've kind of learned the more posts that you make, each one hits the algorithm differently. It's so different. I haven't found necessarily certain hashtags, but the number of posts tends to help me gain the most amount of views is what I've learned.
Oh yeah.
So I might, for the concert, in like as an example, I would normally say that I post probably like 1 to 2 times a day on all social media platforms, and one always does much better than the other. And if I post it 3 times, typically the third one tends to do the best.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was thinking about just like how I'm releasing these podcasts, and each week. So the first week came out the gate, I got like 100 views on YouTube, which YouTube's like the hardest to get views, I feel like. And then once organically it grows, then that's the platform that you can benefit the most from, I feel like.
Right.
Or TikTok, but I just don't use TikTok. I felt like that just passed me.
I've had so many people tell me to jump on TikTok too, and I'm the same way. I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. So for some of the people that don't know, I actually built a page for inspiration.
Really?
And I would find quotes, like podcast quotes or something, where someone's like, "Yeah, wake up today, go run," whatever, David Goggins, and stuff like that. And then I would just put like B-roll behind it, like someone working out or something.
Oh,
and I actually was getting a lot of views and stuff, but I was kind of feeding into that algorithm in that space. So with the podcast, I'm going to use those same tools to try to get on YouTube a little bit more because, like I said, it's been like 2 years since I released music. I looked at my YouTube for Colt45, and I didn't even put on the process, the album.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, because I don't know when you release music. I go through CD Baby for distribution.
Okay.
They release it as like a topic, if that makes sense.
Yes, same. So I'm through DistroKid, and it's the same way.
And it's kind of annoying. Like, why can't I just put my YouTube channel and then you just release it on my YouTube?
100%, I agree. But it makes it feel a little more accomplished, though, when you got to log into the YouTube and upload the video. And it's like the same thing as the repetition of putting out. So it's like if you put it as a topic, it gets a certain amount of views, put it as a video, and then people can like, okay. And so that's what I normally tend to do is I'll do like a 3-day later release for the video. or like I do a lot of lyrical videos because I don't have equipment to like shoot. I don't really have somebody that is like on deck to shoot music videos. I got a lot planned up. You're a busy man. You're a hard man to track down.
I know. I say that.
I've been thinking about it. I watched I don't remember what the song was where you do the drone shots of the mountains though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I would love to use the drones.
Oh, dude, yeah. I need you to figure out what song you want to do, and let's do it.
719, bro.
Okay.
719 would be so good, I feel like.
All right, I'm about it because the reason Victoria, my wife, she shot the canvas part 2, which were in like the old like concrete walls and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Remember that, and have the painting. So she shot that one, and then she also shot the process where I'm sitting and I got the canvas behind me.
Yeah.
She shot that one, and that one was like, we're at home, let's just shoot it, whatever.
Right.
But I want to like actually like plan a music video and like develop it.
Yeah.
I just think that'd be fun.
So I think 719 would be good. It's talking about being like downtown and then a house party. There's a bunch of options for shots.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be good. I feel like it'd turn out great.
What's your songwriting process like? Do you start with lyrics, beats, or just a vibe?
I definitely start with beats.
Okay.
I feel like the hardest part about songwriting for me is I have an idea, but I like to start from the hook. And I like to write the hook and the chorus first and then write the verses around it.
Is that because you want to like mimic the verse to like structure with the chorus? Like you don't want to write a verse and then be talking about something different in the chorus?
Yeah, I used to, especially when I was real young too, I used to find just like beats with hooks. And so it gives you a subject to talk about, and then you just rap and write shit to it. And so that helped me a lot. And so when I would try and write full songs that are all the way through, I would make the hook and the verses wouldn't fit because I'd write the verse first and the hook. And I've just felt like it helps me keep the song in line if I write the hooks first, you know?
Yeah, I feel like, just going back to my question, after you write the hook, then you catch the vibe that gets you the verse.
Yes.
So, and then tell me how you complete a song and how do you know when it's finished?
Ooh, that's a good question. Luckily, my best friend in the whole wide world, Gabe, shout out Beats by Gabe, he does mobile recording. And so he'll just bring his stuff wherever we are. And so we'll just sit together and we'll just cook up a beat right there, start writing. And I have a really hard time figuring out when a song's done. I have a lot of like mastered songs that are quote unquote done, but then I'll go back and listen to them and be like, okay, well actually I could add an ad lib here that would make it really cool. Or what if we remove the beat so it drops harder right there? So I have a really hard time being undecisive about finishing a song until I feel like it's truly good. And I also like people's opinions. My inner circle of like 5 or 6 people, unless I get approved by all of them that this is like certified, I have a hard time holding on to it. Because like 3 people will say it's good, and to me it feels good. But then somebody brings up a point, well, actually here you use the same rhyme twice, and it kind of fucks up the song. I'm like, all right, gotta go back, gotta scratch the whole thing, let's go.
Yeah, sometimes over criticism really gets into an artist's mind, and you could be sitting on gold, but you don't like the way you sound in this point or whatever. When in actuality, when the listener listens to it, they don't hear that. Like the person that is disconnected from you.
Yes.
Because I would say your friends are always like, oh, dude, you should do this. You should do.
Right.
They're the first ones to come up with ideas, which is great.
Yeah.
But it can also be a double-edged sword where it's like, oh, well, this song sucks because he said it was this. But he knows you. The average listener is just like, oh, this is dope.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I do agree. That's why I've been trying to lean more on just Gabe instead of like 5 or 6 people. And we've been really talking about the idea of you need to put out an album. Because what I've been doing is just dropping a song here and there a couple months. And it's like, it's just not sustainable. Something you want to really pursue, you got to be persistent. So I got the...
What keeps you in line? How do you stay organized with your music?
Oh, shout out to the notes app on my phone.
All right.
Dude, I have it organized alphabetically, so I know like write song titles, and I'm very meticulous with the way that I type stuff out. So it's like hook starts at 24 seconds, exactly 24 like, and I write it really like OCD.
So you're pretty structured, I feel like. That.
Yeah, when it comes to the writing process, I feel like it makes it better, so I can really like feel it. I don't know.
I'm working with Ryan, who's the artist. You know Ryan, right?
Yeah.
It used to be Strategy.
Right.
Changed his name to RVXN is how it's spelled, but Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. You're awesome. You're a great artist, but I feel like he's a little unorganized when he's got a bunch of music.
Oh,
He's got a bunch of music, and he's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, that's not good enough. That's not. But for me, I like keep a war board with all the music that I've worked on, or hey, it's just a demo. I just threw this verse on here,
Right.
and I'm trying to keep them in line, and we're creating an album
Right.
that you're going to be on.
Yeah.
You'll be able to hear the track soon, hopefully.
Yes, sir. That was fire. I can't wait for
But
you to hear it.
yeah, I just feel like each artist is different, but most artists that I've worked with are very unorganized when
Yeah.
it comes to that because they just want to focus on the art, which is great.
Yeah.
But my mind is like, okay, if you want to put out this art and you want to stay consistent, you have to be organized.
Yeah. When first starting out, when we did like our first couple shows in 2018, I was with Chris Lindsay. Shout out Big Chris.
Yeah.
And we were the big MCs. Well, then he went in the military and got shipped
Oh,
overseas.
is that where he is?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
shout out
he's
Chris.
not there now.
Oh,
now,
no.
now he's back. But
Oh, okay.
he was there for a couple years, and that's why
Good
I
dude,
went
good
solo
dude.
and did
Yeah.
BIGCJ.
Okay.
Thank you for your service, brother. Yeah. So he used to be my organizational system, and so I used to have a lot on him. Like he would email everything we would do. It'd be on his USB. He'd have all the files, and then once he stopped doing music, I was really unorganized starting out, and I kind of had to lock in and like, all right, you got to figure this out. So now, like for each producer, I have certain files and notes that go to like, so I know like, okay, I made music with you or with Gabe or with Mixed by Blitz over Mount Olympus. Like,
Yeah. Tell me
doing shit like that.
that journey, because if a lot of people don't know, Colorado Springs kind of has a local hip hop kind of scene,
Yeah.
and I would say Black Pegasus, right?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of owns the scene. Tell me how your journey with him and how'd you meet him?
Ooh, so summer of 2018, Big Chris, he told me, quit being a bitch. I had wrote the 1-800 song that a lot of people know. It's my like anti-domestic violence song I wrote for my mom. It's the first song I ever recorded.
Yeah.
And I had been sitting on it for like 4 or 5 months, and then Big Chris on Facebook saw a Black Pegasus promotional video for a local talent show at the Black Sheep, and so we signed up for it. Rocked the show, got second place. I feel like we should have got first place, but
Sometimes it's a popularity contest. I wasn't there, but
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times it might be that.
it
But-
was.
Go on.
But yeah, so we got second place, and that ended up being we won a recording session with Mount Olympus Studios through BKG and Black Pegasus.
Okay.
So we went and recorded, and that's how I met Mixed by Blitz, who's now signed to Stevie Stone's label, actually.
Oh, really?
So yeah, shout out to Blitz. And we started making music from there. We became the big MCs, and we were making music on SoundCloud as that and recording stuff. We tried to bring a third person in named Carter. We have a couple songs released with a guy named Young Carter, but things didn't work out with him, so we kind of kicked him to the side and kept it pushing. And we did a bunch of shows through Black Pegasus, opened up for the likes of like Chris Calico, got to meet Tech Nine because of it.
Nice.
Did a bunch of really cool things thanks to Black Pegasus. So like shout out to Black P. And then so when Chris went in the military right before COVID, like 2019, so like a year after we had started doing music,
Oh, okay.
I went solo. And I got offered to do a show with Mayday from Strange Music.
Yeah.
Shout out, recognizing all them. And that got canceled because that was March of 2020. And then the lockdown happened. And that's I kind of
Dude,
fell
I
off.
thought you did that show. That show never happened, huh?
I redid it later.
okay, so,
a year
yeah.
and a half after COVID, like 2022.
You were still able to open up for him?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Different venue at the time, but yeah.
Nice.
I wish COVID never happened. I was really on a groove. I was talking to some execs at the Strange Music label, and I had a connection. Then they stopped working there after COVID, and so didn't really have that connection anymore. And I don't know.
Oh, really?
I feel like COVID fucked up my momentum, but no excuses. We
Yeah.
gonna bounce back, drop an album, and
right?
show people.
Um,
Hopefully, get a music video from Colt.
right. Have you ever faced discrimination or stereotype as a white rapper?
Ooh, our very first show, we got approached by this guy after the show, and now granted I'm wearing like black polo, black jeans, black Air Force Ones, and I have a bandana on, and Big Chris is wearing all white and he has a white bandana on, and so that's how we went on stage, like a yin and yang type thing. Well, we got a bunch of our homies to dress up with bandanas and shit too. So the guy came up to us, he introduced himself, he's like, hey, my name's Alex, I'm a producer down in Pueblo, I really like your stuff. He handed me his business card, And he, like the way he approached us, he was like kind of skittish. And I was like, you good, dude? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. You guys just bring a lot of like gang presence. Like the way you're dapping each other up in there, I thought it was gang shit. So I didn't think you'd be so cool to come up and talk to. I was like, no, just because I'm dapping up a black guy does not mean I'm fucking gang. Yeah, no, I don't know. A lot of people, that always made me laugh too, because I'm like, no. If you knew me, I'm the furthest thing from a gangster. I just like to wear bandanas and dress cool. I don't know. But people, I don't know. People don't respect white rappers as much. And I think it's crazy. Like so many people look at me wild and be like, what do you do for fun? I like to make rap music. Yeah? So you're like Eminem? No, not really.
Or they immediately put you in this like trap mumble rap vibe. Like immediately when people think of like rap. I don't know why. It's just like, oh, you may, okay, whatever. And they just like discredit you, I feel like, automatically. 100%. And then when they hear music, hopefully it's good, but they're like, oh shit. Oh wow, I didn't expect this.
100%. Like, every time, I didn't expect this. If I had $1 for every time somebody said that, but like, what do you think I'm talking about? Just because rap music, man, I'm talking about slinging drugs and pistol whipping people. Like, it's not what I do.
Right.
It's conscious rap. Make you think and catch a vibe.
Speaking of that, making you think, what has been the most challenging song that you've created and why?
Ooh, that is a good question. Unreleased or released?
Either.
So
promote the new music.
There's an unreleased song called Mr. Perfect.
Okay.
And I have a homie. It's a Yondo beat. So you know who.
Okay.
And the song is about this girl. I don't want to say ex-girlfriend. It's just like a situationship type thing. But it's like a storytelling about meeting her and how she was married, but she was still fucking with me on the side. And I felt like I was the one for her at the time.
Okay.
And so I kind of poured my heart out on that one. And so I did that in like 2019, 2018. And it's been sitting there because I'm scared to release it.
Oh, really?
Because it's like I don't know. Well, now I'm in a happy relationship with Megan, and so like, I don't know. It just hits different, you know.
It's funny that you said that because shout out to my homie Just J. What up? Used to be with BKG. I think he still reps BKG. Nice. But yeah, Just J told me one time. He's like, it's easier to rap about stuff that you've been through.
Right, 100%.
Way easier. So like when you're sitting in the studio and you're trying to think of like the new music, just think about what you've been through and kind of like write about what you've been through. So yeah.
That one affected me most emotionally. I think I don't write a lot of party songs, and so like when a lot of people want me to do hyphy stuff, and they want me to do like that mumble rap kind of shit because you know, younger generation or whatever. I feel like an old soul, but so they all want me to do that, and I have a really hard time writing that because it's not real. Yeah. It's like I can talk about popping bottles and being in the club, but that's not really what I'm doing. I'm out here like in the mountains, hanging out, smoking, having a good time. Like that's probably the hardest mentally, is to try and write something that's not real, because it's emotionally it does affect a lot because you're pulling from that your gut feeling, you know. But mentally, I can't talk about shit that's not real.
Right?
It's hard.
Yeah, it I don't know. You have this side of the spectrum where it's got to be catchy and like the party song, like you were saying, and then sometimes like the catchiness does come in the real, like and having somebody be able to relate to that. I feel that's where you get like your true fans, right? Opposed to somebody that just hears a song, oh, that's a banger, cool, and then just moves on, right? Right. So, what's one message you wish more people would understand about the struggles of being an artist?
Ooh, support your artist friends. I just wish more people would support, because it takes 5 seconds for you to share a video or like something. Right. You don't have to, donate them money, pay for studio time. Just be there. Yeah. When they have a show, if you can't make it, tell somebody. Don't just ignore them and dodge them. Like, I don't know.
No, that's what I try to do with your shit, man. Like when you're selling tickets, I know the grind, so I'm like, I'll share it, and hopefully, even if it's one person, hey, that's one ticket that you might have not have sold.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it takes 5 seconds. Just support an artist. That's what it is. If they have merch and you really fuck with them, buy them, because we're putting our own time and money and effort into trying to build something. And if you like it, show support. Don't call yourself a fan and not support.
Who would you find the most support from?
Oh, Mama! Shout out
Yeah,
my mama,
alright.
bro. That's my number one fan.
Okay.
She owns her own business, Magical Creations by Heather,
Oh,
and she
yeah,
like
yeah.
prints T-shirts and coffee, like does all
Got your
that
own
shit.
merch team, huh?
Oh yeah, dude.
Uh,
What was the show? I've done so many that I forgot what the show was.
oh, wow.
Subtle flex. No, I did a show at Sunshine Studios, and I don't remember, but I made like $250 on merch that she made for free, just to like, yeah, it was like a BIGCJ, and it was like a playing card, and it had my logo on it. It was like,
Sick, dude.
yeah, dude.
And that's the things that people are going to remember. Like when they take that home, then they jump into your discography or they look you up on Spotify
Yeah.
or whatever. And then just them looking it up helps that algorithm, like you were saying. So-
Magnets and stickers, dude.
Oh, stickers, for sure.
Yeah, I got stickers and magnets with a QR code, so it just takes you to the
Ah,
link tree, and then you
shit.
can, all of them are right there.
Okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
have to get up on that.
Dude, QR codes where it's
Yeah,
at. Because
yeah.
you can just put a sticker anywhere, and somebody
Yeah.
walking by, scan it with their phone, boom, you got a viewer that you didn't even know he's gonna get.
Yeah, that's legit. Speaking of you doing a bunch of shows, do you ever cater some of your songs around like the show performance? Like, meaning, do you ever like throw in, hey man, maybe this little bridge I can hype the crowd up?
Ooh, I really had to learn that. Probably one of my biggest shows I've ever done is Sold Out Black Sheep, open up for YBN Namir. And I did a bunch of conscious rap, and it did not go. It was one of my worst shows, and I had to step back, and I was like, why did that go so bad? My fans loved it. I had like 50 to 75 people there that were like really cheering it, but the rest of the crowd was not feeling it. Got people walking out, and I'm like, oh. And it doesn't fit the vibe. I had to learn that. I learned that from that show, that you kind of do have to cater, because the people are there to see that. You can still be authentically yourself, but you kind of got to add that so it adds to like the element of the show, you know?
Yeah.
Because I felt like people were all on that same like YBN Namir, rapping triplets flowed, like the same vibe, and then I come on trying to do like 90s conscious rap or like a sad song about domestic violence. People don't want to hear that. You gotta, so I don't know necessarily say I would change it, like add in a bridge or but the music type I do, because I feel like I don't just do one type of music. I do different types. Like I've tried to make country rap songs and rock rap songs.
Oh yeah.
So it's like cater to the audience, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. And when you cater to the audience, you get their precipitate. Oh my God. Yes. When they join in, got a little tongue twisted on this Saturday. But yeah, when they join in, you can involve them in the song. They love that. They feed on it. So yeah. What do you want people to take away from your music?
Ooh, peace, love, and positivity.
Okay.
I want to spread love, not hate. I don't want to talk about gang banging and shooting people. I want to talk about, the kid on the street that don't have something to eat, and make you think about like why life is different for everybody. Perspective,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perspectives. Hey, go check it out. Perspectives. Colt45
Hey,
on Spotify.
wink,
no, I'm just
wink.
kidding.
Hell yeah, no, plug that shit.
This is my podcast, but we're highlighting Big CJ here.
Wouldn't do music if it wasn't for you, man.
Yeah, I know, right? That's crazy.
For the people that don't know, at 10 years old, I opened up for Colt45
At the
fucking
4th of July. That's
40 years ago.
yeah, I know, right? Showing my age here. What's your favorite song that you've made that's released?
I would say it's a toss-up between 719 and 1-800.
Okay.
Those are probably my two favorite. 1-800.
Just a lot of numbers going on here.
Yeah, right. A numbers guy trying to get money, So 1-800 is a domestic violence song that I wrote for my mom, and it's like the first song I ever recorded. So it really holds a special place in my heart. But 719, I feel like is my most popular, and that's the one where I get random people that have heard of me, and they come to me and be like, yo, your song 719. Like, when that happens, that nothing beats that feeling.
Yeah.
And so I think I'd probably have to say 719.
Yeah.
Just because, like, yeah.
It's so funny, like, so 719, obviously the area code, or what is it, or area code, yeah. And
Shout
then,
out Colorado Springs.
yeah, and then when I made, one of my most popular songs was Colorado, and it was C-O-L, and we just spelled Colorado, but, like, people loved it because they're like, oh, I live in Colorado.
Colorado
That's
pride, baby.
my jam. So it's kind of funny how that happens.
No, that's facts. And I feel like Colorado, like, other than Black Pegasus or maybe Trev Rich out of Denver, I don't know who's made it. That's like really been putting up numbers and represent Colorado.
I've been hearing a lot about Troy Good.
Oh, Troy Good. Shout out my homie. Okay, so this man charges like $500 for features now. I got a feature and I have a song with him called Okay that's released now on all platforms. Troy Good and BIGCJ, $75 back when he had not blown up yet. I've been fucking with Troy Good since day one, bro.
That's what's up. Yeah,
that's
I've never
my
met
guy,
him yet.
dude.
Yeah.
I'll put you on.
Yeah, dude.
I'll give you his contact info. He's sick,
also
dude.
done another song with True G.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Order for Two, I think is the track. And,
I'll have to check
dude,
that one
it's
out.
catchy.
Yeah?
He makes catchy hooks.
He
for
does.
Sure.
He
Very
really
catchy
does,
hooks.
bro.
So
that's my
yeah,
guy.
shout out to him. Still haven't met him, but I see you making some moves.
Oh yeah, we gonna connect you guys. You guys get along, dude. He's sick.
Yeah. What was your last album name?
Ooh, I've never released a full album.
Oh,
before.
so you haven't released a full album? I
No,
thought
I've
your
only
last
released
tracks were a compilation of your last album. But yeah, now that I think about it, when surfing your stuff, it's just all singles, huh?
Yeah, it's all singles.
So,
this will be my first one.
What preparation with the album have you done as far as like cover, title? Have you mapped that out before the music that you made, or you started making the music, then you got the idea?
So it definitely started making music first. I started sitting on a pile of songs that started to build a theme. And not all of them are theme related because there's some older tracks that I kind of just want to throw in there, sprinkle, that I think I'm going to release a week before, 3 tracks specifically, as like a little singles preview.
Okay.
And then release the full 12-track album. And I already got the album cover kind of... I have the picture that I want to use, but I need to go in there and edit it. So still being worked on, but I got a name. And yeah, this has been like 4 years in the making. So it's I've been putting a lot of work into this.
Hell yeah, man.
The one thing I feel like I'm missing is a video.
Oh yeah,
I feel like I need a video to put out, and I don't want to include stuff not on the album because it's been out for so long. But I feel like if I promote a video, couple singles, and then drop the full album, that'd be the best way to go about it. And that's kind of been my thought process behind it.
Well, dude, I'm excited for that album.
Thank you.
What's your dream venue or festival to perform at?
Oh man, running across the stage of Rolling Loud would be a dream come true. Or Lollapalooza would be sick, but I don't know. I've only done Denver and Colorado Springs. I've never performed outside of Colorado on an actual stage. So like, I mean, I did an open mic in Arkansas, but I don't know. Anywhere in the world. If you want to have me, I'll come perform there. I don't care if it's in the middle of nowhere for 30 people. Any stage that'll have me is my dream stage.
Okay. That's a good answer. Don't know what that was. So sorry. What's one thing that fans might be surprised to learn?
Ooh, I have worked a crazy amount of jobs and done the most random shit.
Okay.
I've sold phones. I've delivered Christmas trees. I've delivered bounce houses. I currently work for FedEx now. I sold drugs. I've had a multitude of different careers that I think fans would find interesting because it gives me a lot of things to talk about in my music. Just, I don't know.
Think that's like diversified you a little bit?
I think so. I don't know. Like some people grow up on the streets and that's like a different form of growing them. I wouldn't say that I was like, pouring on the streets, but I think what showed me my way is working a bunch of jobs and trying to gain as much life experience as fast as I can.
What was your favorite job?
Ooh.
Is it the one you hold currently now?
Hell no. FedEx cool, but delivering packages is not the move. I think, man, delivering bouncy houses was so much fun because you're bringing like a child joy and they're so excited when they see you. And I was working with Big Chris and Gabe and homie Angelo and my actual brother Chris. Like we all worked there together, and so it was just a party every day.
Okay.
We're all just doing a bunch of dumb stuff together, driving up to Boulder to go drop off a bouncy house and get paid $300 to do it.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. the old days when you're just young, dumb, and chasing money. With the homies,
Yeah. Who's your favorite artist or top 5?
Ooh, top 5. This is a good one. Okay.
Love this.
So I have a Wu-Tang tattoo on the back of my leg, and Wu-Tang Cream is the first rap song I ever remember listening to as a kid.
Really?
So I'm gonna put Wu-Tang up there.
Not even like Like, because I know your father, so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not even like the game 50 Cent,
Well,
like Wu-Tang Cream.
My next, that's the first one I have a memory of listening to.
Okay.
But there's definitely lots and lots of G Unit memories. So Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo, all that. Oh my God, Chaz, dude. I used to. He just had subs in the back of that Dodge Ram, and we used to ride around Springs, listen to Beamer, Benz, or Bentley by Lloyd Banks, and just all the truck shaking. And
Nice,
dude. 50 Cent is definitely up there. So I'd say Wu-Tang, 50 Cent, Eminem would be like my three most inspirational that I loved, like put my passion into music. I put Jelly Roll up there for modernism. I've really been fucking with what he's doing. I hate that he's gone so country.
Dude, it's crazy to me because I remember listening. So Haystack, do you know who that is?
Yes, yes.
So I remember listening to Haystack back when I was in high school. I think I was a junior.
Yeah.
And Haystack underneath him was Jelly Roll.
Yep.
And Jelly Roll is a completely different person. Well,
100%.
I love it because like he obviously progressed with his music and his songwriting was always there. Right. And I think that changed when he went to prison or jail, whatever when he served. I don't know what vice versa. Yeah. But I think that kind of changed and he like started writing a little bit more structured songs because I remember listening to him and it was just like hip hop, kind of like
a freestyle kind of.
I would hate the hip hop, I would call it,
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it turned into more country and soulful, which is, man, that last album that he put out, I was just like amazed.
I also feel like because he keeps it real, and so now he's not living the life of being in prison. Like now he has a good life. He's making money. He's turned his soul around. He's not doing drugs anymore. So I think that it's maturity. As much as I don't want to like it, I want to see that banging Jelly Roll and the white tees again.
Yeah,
but,
nah.
Speaking of Haystack, though, I have a signed bandana from Chaz, the Chaz gun.
Oh, really?
Kid, dude. Yeah, it hangs on my wall to this day.
Oh, that was ESPN update. Sorry, fans.
I am.
That was me. That
was... I got one too.
Oh, that's funny.
Must be college basketball.
Kansas. Yeah, going back to the music. So top 5, you said Eminem, 50 Cent, Jelly Roll.
Ooh, Wu-Tang was up there.
And then what?
5. Ooh, that's so hard to.
It's so hard. Yeah.
I'm gonna put Colt45 up in there. You know?
Okay. That's hilarious. How do you think hip hop is evolving right now?
Ooh, it's I feel like it's starting to make a U-turn. So when I was in high school, like 2016, 2017, the mumble rap was really, and like it's still definitely there for sure. There's genres of like Migos type still and Gunna and Lil Baby, but there's a lot of more conscious rappers I'm feeling. And I feel like TikTok really opened up a lane for that kind of thing is like, it doesn't have to be industry based. Just because the industry says that Lil Yachty's good, not everybody has to sound like Lil Yachty or Lil Uzi Vert. Like now you can have consciousness and still get the streams like Echo or Cacao Squirby or
No, I feel like definitely just what you just said. Mumble rap, like there was a section, and let's just go back to 2000, right? You had hip hop where it was kind of still progressing, but it was more, there was conscious rap, don't get me wrong, that was there from the 90s, but it kind of died. Mos Def and Common were still doing it. Underground hip hop artists like Atmosphere, stuff like that, they were still doing it, but T.I., 50 Cent came out, so it was more like gangsta rap and like
the South took over.
that section, and then Kanye happened. I feel like Kanye, T-Pain, and then when that happened, Kid Cudi comes in, you get a little bit more experimental with auto-tune and plugins within the DAW that we record music. And what that allowed the artists to do is actually create a whole new sound. We weren't using auto-tune to sound better like Cher or anything back when auto-tune first came out. We were using auto-tune just to create a dynamic sound. And I feel like that helped go into mumble rap and create that sound, which at first I used to hate all that, but I get it. It's the culture and like it's progressed. And if somebody does truly like that, I have no right to be like, oh, that's dumb or that sucks. If somebody connects with that, whatever. And that's growth. I feel like
100%.
Because I used to be a hater. But yeah, and then when you were growing up, it was just like mumble rap. And then for the last like 7 years, I feel like it's slowly going back to like conscious rap. You got your Joyner Lucas who kind of merges both genres. and still tells a story, which is just crazy.
100%, dude. And he can jump back and forth too. He can do like a storytelling, or he has like Ramen and OJ with Lil Baby. That's the mumble rap vibes, but still has that conscious feel to where it's like, okay, I don't sound like just like repeating the same 10 words. I 100% agree. And I feel like with how we've gotten connected more and more with like TikTok and social medias, it's made it less judgmental, and that people can really listen to whatever they want to listen to. And it's not like held down by just radio, you know?
Yeah.
And our streaming sales are definitely a big problem because so many people are faking them now. But
Dude, yeah.
you don't have to be the most popular artist to get a fan base that really fucks with you. Like,
Right.
Have you heard of Connor Price?
Yeah. Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
like I love what he's doing. Like those underground doing it by themselves.
Yeah, and he's definitely blown up from TikTok.
100%.
Yeah,
And I think
which
that's
is cool.
really cool because you didn't have the opportunity 10 years ago.
No, it was like YouTube, but man, like the short videos and being able to put out music or verses with a video definitely helps. So
Oh yeah.
I would say you were just saying like doing a music video that would be great, but I think you should start releasing like little snippets of your verse where you're just
Right.
like you said, out in the mountains smoking with the boys. I don't care. Just hey, and then just do like a little TikTok video, man.
Right.
Like but it's tough at the same time. You're like, oh, I got all these plans. I want to do it. I want to execute. But when it
Right.
comes to executing, sometimes it just doesn't happen.
I feel like it's got to be part of the plan because that was almost banned. And now that TikTok's back, I've been having this gut feeling of like, you should do it. You should do it right now.
Right?
It's the time.
Oh, man. What's one moment, I asked my guests this has been a question for every guest. What's one moment, what's a moment in life that changed everything?
Oh. Okay. This is going to be a little sappy, but when it comes to the passion of my music, the thing that I remember that I made me want to be BIGCJ and do all this is we're standing behind the stage. This is like 2009 or 2008. Now I'm about to go on stage and open up right before you. And you pulled out a receipt from your pocket and you said, what's your rap name going to be? And I said, I don't know. I don't have a rap name. Just call me CJ. He's like, no, you need a rap name. He's like, what about C3, like C3PO? And so you had me sign this little receipt with my signature as C3 and giving my autograph to, you know, Big Cuz, who I looked up to and I got to open up for. I feel like that just put this inspiration in me that, like, I want to do this.
Okay.
And so my whole life I've been writing music, and I was so fear frightened to get on stage, but I knew, like, opening up for you, that this is what I wanted to do. It was a life-changing moment for me, and I still think about it to this day.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah,
dude. I don't know what to say after that. But yeah.
You're
Thanks,
welcome,
and you're
dude.
also
Thank
welcome,
you.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Hey, wouldn't be
man,
me
yeah,
without you.
that's crazy. Man, thanks. Yeah, that also brings me energy to continue writing and making music, because a lot of times as an artist we get stuck in our head and
Right.
we're like, why do we do it? We do it for that first moment, right? That first moment, the first time you fell in love with either performing or you just created something that nobody did in the world, which means like a beat with lyrics, and then you put out a song. You created that.
Right.
That wasn't going to be in the world if you didn't go out of your way to create it. And I think that is such a cool feeling. And a lot of people, they'll get stuck in the way of like, oh, it's not perfect. But sometimes perfect isn't the best.
But do you love it?
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yeah. So going back to what you were kind of talking about, having people listen to your music. What I've done in the last 2 albums, I don't have anybody listen to it.
Yeah.
Nobody hears my music besides the artists that are featured on it. Even my wife, Victoria, she's only heard like 2 songs from the new project. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I just like nobody to hear it and then just release it and say, fuck it.
Yeah. It
Hopefully.
is more genuine that way.
Yeah.
Because even if you listen to it as like a full album through, well, you've heard every song, so it doesn't have that surprised aspect to it, you know?
Yeah. With that being said, is there a song where you've had lyrics where you thought that you already put the song out, but there were some lyrics that you wish you could change now?
Ooh, I always talk about the 1-800 song. But
Really?
There's one, I don't remember the exact Me and my brother didn't know what to do. And I rhymed "know what to do" twice back to back.
Okay.
And every time I listen to it, I can hear that it kind of fucks up the flow in there.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. First recording, and I didn't really know what I was doing at all compared to now. So, but every time I listen to it, I'm like, "Fuck, dude."
Because there's a lot of songs that me and my cousin Kevin will listen to, and they're released like not on like streaming platforms because obviously this is like pre-streaming platforms, like
Pushing
old
CDs,
shit.
huh?
Yeah, pushing CDs. We used to burn it on a mom's computer, but and we're like, hey, we kind of want to reuse those verses.
Mhm.
Have you ever thought about having some old songs that kind of just didn't get a lot of love and reusing those verses?
Ooh, I actually have thought about it. There's a bunch of songs that got like thousands of plays on SoundCloud, and just never like really used them on any of the big CJ stuff because
Oh, okay.
SoundCloud is all big MCs.
Yeah.
And so there's like
Oh, okay.
some group stuff where I'm like, hey, I don't fuck with that guy Carter no more. But the verse I gave him, that shit is fire. Maybe I should just pull that out, delete this shit, even when it fuck me over. I'll take my fire back, brother.
That's funny. What's a question that you would have for me if you were the host?
Why Kansas?
Oh,
You're a Colorado boy. I've always wondered, like
so it's pretty easy. CU, CSU. And have they had a good basketball team in the last 20 years?
CSU Fort Collins beat Memphis this year, baby.
This year,
Nick
okay.
Clifford,
and
baby.
then CU will have a hit or miss, but
Yeah,
I don't know. Growing up,
100%.
I would say Paul Pierce actually.
Oh,
Paul
really?
Pierce was on KU, and I got into like the brackets and March Madness,
Right.
and Paul Pierce was on KU at the time. This is like the 90s, bro. So like, or 2000. I don't even remember now. But yeah, early in my life.
Showing
Yeah,
age.
early in my life, and then, he obviously became a great Celtic, great
Oh,
player.
yeah.
Kind of followed him. Always loved Paul Pierce. And then there were other moments. I think it was because Kansas was actually relevant and in championships and
Always.
stuff. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
the
No, I do
colleges
get
around
it.
in Colorado, bro, we
No.
suck.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's actually it's funny you say that because Paul Pierce kind of made me fall in love with basketball
Oh,
too.
okay,
My 2008 when Paul Pierce, Ray Allen,
Oh,
Rajon
yeah.
Rondo, they beat the Lakers.
That was
I
squad.
I remember sitting with my dad, fucking watching the game 2 and
Oh,
watching
okay.
Paul Pierce just fucking go off.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's when I really fell in love with basketball and started like really following. I was only a football kid, and then when I discovered, yo, these Celtics are badass. Who's this Kobe guy?
yeah. What is there a genre besides hip hop that you would kind of like to merge into? You did say that you kind of you try to do rock, try to do country. Is
Yeah.
there like a genre that you really wish that you could make that type of music?
Oh man, so I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite because of what I just said about Jelly Roll, but I love country music.
Yeah.
I do be listening to country music, and I was in choir for like 5th grade through my senior year of high school. I was singing for a long time, and I always had dreams of like, I know I can write songs, and I like rap music. It's definitely my favorite, but I've tried to write country songs. And,
Okay.
like, I don't know, more kind of like hip hop because I'm not trying to like sing because I'm not no Garth Brooks, but like. I don't know, like a Haystack or like a Yellow Wolf, like that twang rap. Like I like to do that. I think that'd be cool where it's like pushing on country but still has that rap vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I feel like I feel like that's the way it's going. For some reason, country music like merged into like the hip hop culture there for a minute. But yeah, I think it's good though. Because when you get two genres like that an artist kind of merges, it creates a whole new lane for
It really
even
does.
other artists. So.
Yeah, you like Shabuzi? Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
Dude.
Dude, he's fucking catchy.
Yeah, it
Like,
really is.
so catchy.
Dude.
Yeah, and it sounds really good. You know, like his voice has a bunch of effects on it, but you're just like at the same time, like he's obviously good enough to have those effects sound good.
Oh yeah, when he did a halftime show for I think it was Thanksgiving in the Lions game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude, he just has this aura about him. I'm like, oh, I'd pay to see you. You just got that vibe about you,
Okay.
and the voice matches it.
Yeah. Have you ever ran into where you're in a recording session either with Gabe or somebody and you had a disagreement? And how do you form that? And when I say disagreement, like, hey, I think this sounds good, but someone else thinks this sounds good. How
Oh,
do you
yeah.
overcome that?
I've had a lot of those, especially when we first started being the big MCs. We try to bring a third person in, and three is way worse than two. Two, you can have a civil conversation, but three, each person got their own opinion.
And then when two are on one side, the other person's
It's
out.
like, well, fuck me. I didn't know this was a democracy. I didn't know we were voting around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've definitely had a lot, but it's legal in Colorado, so I'm a smoker, bro. I just step
Okay.
outside, go smoke a blunt real quick, and I'll come back with cooler heads.
Oh, all
And
right.
just like, yeah, that's come back and think on it. I think is normally the best way. Take a step, but we're gonna do what Big CJ want to do. we gonna do what Big CJ want to do. You might think you know. But...
Yeah. Do you ever write verses without a beat?
Ooh, I've written a couple, but then I feel like I'm just doing poetry, which I guess that is kind of what rap music is, but it doesn't feel the same to me.
No.
I don't know. Oh, only when I feel the need to write. Every once in a while, I'll just get this feeling where I need to pencil and paper and a comp book and just write.
Okay.
And it's probably once a month at most.
Oh, okay.
Most of the time, I just type in my phone.
More than a lot
but
of people.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I just want to write, so I just write shit. Even if it's like just writing about my day, just physics. There's something different of typing versus just writing pen and paper. Or like,
Yeah, I think there's actually a science behind that. I've heard that before.
that's
Because
gotta be real.
yeah. Journaling and letting your emotions out, and also actually physically writing something down when like giving instructions or something or taking notes. It actually your brain processes it again. Yeah, there is a science. I watched a podcast where they were talking about that. So yeah, you're onto something.
Okay, all right. The more you know.
Yeah, it's funny. I asked that question because lately I've been kind of writing without the beat, but I write and then when I hear a beat, I go, "Oh, this is an idea." I don't structure what I wrote to I don't have the beat. I don't know how to say this without like being kind of real in depth with it, but I create the idea from what I wrote and then structure it to the beat. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Because I used to write and then try to force what I wrote onto the beat. If that makes sense, and it would always be off beat or
100%.
always. Yeah. It's funny because my buddy Ryan, he's like, "Bro, something changed with you," and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Sell me your music," and I know it. Back in the day, I used to force lines. I used to be like, "Oh, I need to say this," so I used to force it, but I was off beat.
Right.
Slightly offbeat, and that would carry through the whole song, so it'd be a little offbeat.
Right.
And they used to always tell me that, but I'd be like, "Oh man, it's the artist's integrity. I want to do it this way, whatever. I'm not changing it."
Right.
But more lately, I've changed it, and I've seen people just be like, "Bro, your music is fucking sick now. Like you're flowing great, you're doing that." And I noticed that with perspectives. I would say after perspectives, I'm like, I don't know, I just create. And I think that's years of just being in music. I feel like growth, right? Yeah. So tell me, like, what's one thing that you did back in the day that now you look at and you're like, "Oh man, I came so far."
Ooh, there's a SoundCloud track called "I'm Not a Kid," and
You hate it.
yeah, it is the worst. There's these two really fine ass teachers in high school named Miss Pierce and Miss Warner, and we tried to make a song flexing that we ain't kids no more. We're grown up and they need to come fuck with us. And when we were gonna release that song, we got them to come to our show, and we had a very good time shouting them out. And yeah, obviously for anybody who knows the Big MCs, Big Chris is much better looking than I am, so he had more of a shot. But
Stop.
Miss Pierce, hit me up, brother. But yeah, I hate that song because we were just one too many on a late night. That guy Alex, the producer that came up to us after our first show, we drove down to Pueblo, and so it was like 2 a.m, just trying to cook something up, not in the right mind state. And in the beginning, there's just like us talking over the intro, the beat, and just a bunch of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it makes me laugh, and it brings back good memories. But at the same time, I was still like, I actually thought this was good at the time. This is crazy. Because now I'll spit something to people and they're like, "Yo, you've changed like a lot."
Really?
It's crazy.
All right.
And it feels good to hear that though, because your music should be growing.
Yeah.
If you're the same artist you were 5 years ago, you're not doing it right.
Right.
So.
No. Yeah, some people get caught in the copy and paste effect where
Right.
one song did well, so I got to make all my music sound like that one song, when a lot of times that song did well because you did something different.
Yeah.
And then your next tracks, people are gonna be, oh, that's cool. But when you try and strive to do something different or out of your realm, that creates growth.
Right.
Yep.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of getting down to it, so we'll wrap it up here a little bit. Where can people find you, man, online?
BIGCJ719 on all platforms. BIGCJ75 on Instagram. CJ Schwartz on Facebook. Not giving out my Snapchat. BIGCJ75 on Twitter or X now. Damn, showing my age.
Yeah.
X.
What?
Always be Twitter to me.
What avenue do you see the most traffic?
Facebook. It's actually crazy.
Okay.
So, my going crazy video on YouTube has probably like 150 views, and then on Facebook it has like 1.5K.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
so
dude.
it's
Yeah.
like Facebook
I gotta
Reels.
go back to what was it? Perspectives, I think. Because I had 1,000 views at one. But the crazy thing about Facebook is it kind of gets lost.
Yeah.
In your own Facebook. Like, people can still find the video, but like in your feed, obviously you posted it so long ago.
Right.
I gotta like go back. But yeah, that is crazy because Facebook, man, there's opportunities to grow your music through Facebook. But YouTube, like I said, it's a hard grind. But
Right.
once you get like certified on YouTube, it's like cake, right?
100%. And I'd much rather be on YouTube than Facebook because a 17-year-old's not gonna go looking on Facebook for a fucking YouTube video or a music video.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and then Facebook, some of the times when I release stuff, it crushes the video quality.
Oh yeah, I've
just
had
like,
that
dude,
too.
What the fuck? And then YouTube, you're like, go to my YouTube. It looks better.
Yeah, dude, it's 4K. Check that out. Come
But
on,
then
it's perfect.
People are like, well, I already watched it. And you're like, fuck.
100%.
But yeah, it's hard to get people from one platform to the next, man. I feel like that's the
100%.
hardest thing,
Yeah.
especially you got a following on Facebook, and then you're like, hey, go YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's creating that.
Yeah, it helps with ticket sales though, because all like personal friends are mostly on Facebook.
Okay.
So when I do that, I feel like that's why I get the most streams because all my number one motherfuckers are on there.
Okay.
But big CJ719 on YouTube as well, and Question for you.
Yeah.
I've been curious about this. I haven't talked to you in a minute. How'd you feel about the Drake and Kendrick beef, dude?
Dude. So I liked it.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the very beginning.
Yeah.
J. Cole enters chat, right?
Yeah, right.
Drops a dope diss.
Dope.
I thought that one was the best out of all of them.
So good.
Retracts it because he doesn't want to kind of be involved, which I love because
Mature.
he's like so chill.
Right.
He knows like there's gonna be some stray shots going on. It's not all like competitive and hip hop.
Right.
It's gonna get real, right? And it did get real with Kendrick and Drake. So I kind of jumped on the Kendrick bandwagon after that, but I thought it was great for hip hop as a whole and actually getting down to lyricism. And I
Right.
thought Drake actually had some fucking dope comebacks. So like to me, it was great. I'm not one-sided on either of it. I did feel like it kind of not crushed because Drake's still going to be Drake, but I feel like his relevance has kind of like been shunned and Kendrick has been like the god. Before that beef, Kendrick was kind of like gone.
Was there, yeah.
Like he was
really heard
there,
from him
but
since
yeah,
Damn.
you didn't hear from him. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. What was your take?
Oh, dude, it's crazy. Like, I agree too. Drake did have some great comebacks, and it was like full of bars and lyricism. It wasn't like with the Meek Mill beef, he made like catchy, like, yes, there was bars in it, but I feel like it was more like radio play. This was not it. I feel like Drake was actually trying to come at him, and I really liked the energy, but how do you come back from being called a pedophile? It's like, there's nothing you could do.
And Kendrick had the culture behind him, man. Like the way when he spit about not like us, obviously, because Drake's not like them. That was just Drake should have put up his white flag immediately, like, but he tried to come back a couple times, and then it just kind of like fizzled out, and Kendrick was all over media, and obviously with the Super Bowl and stuff, like, but Drake will bounce back. I mean, it's just Drake.
Well, then he also doubled the amount of views for the Super Bowl because he sued him right before, and I feel like if he didn't file that lawsuit, it could have let it die down a little bit.
That's whack.
Yeah.
Come on, how are you gonna get in a beef and then try to sue somebody? I mean, that's
especially over fake streams because
that
Drake,
literally,
we know you use the same thing that he does. What are you talking about?
Literally, they're not like us. after he sued, I'm like, yeah, that solidifies that you're not like him.
Yeah,
bro. Like,
exactly.
what are you doing?
Yeah, so then when and then having Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam during the halftime show, I was like, oh, that's the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
You got to step back for at least 6 months and just not drop anything. Just be. I know he's gonna be fine when he comes back. He'll drop an album, people still check it out. But yeah, I think Kendrick won for sure, and I wish Cole would have stayed in because he would have killed both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll put the link down below to get tickets for your next show, and a couple links to where people can find you in music. Any last words? Anything you'd like to say, man?
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay.
Stevie Stone, Friday, April 18th at Sunshine Studios. Tickets are $20. Hit me up on any platform. I can meet you. I can email them to you, whatever you need. Venmo, Cash App, cash in hand. Let's get these tickets sold because the show's going to go crazy. Friday, April 18th. Stevie Stone, Sunshine Studios. Thank you.
Well, Big CJ, let's get a little cheers here.
Cheers.
And thank you. Thanks to everyone that's been watching. Leave a like, a comment.
Subscribe, motherfuckers.
Definitely subscribe, comment so we can get the algorithm going. If you have any ideas, suggestions on what to change, let me know. Or I want to ask you, if you know somebody that wants to be on the podcast or you want to be on the podcast, just let me know. Any walks of life, man. I just want to sit down, talk to you.
Do it.
All right. Thank you.